Hey, this is your girl, msyelladiva. I am bringing you another episode of Belle Collective Season 7, Episode 5, Lord, Table for 2, Drama for 10. Okay. If you are new here, welcome, y'all. Welcome. We do reviews here. This is a Diva Nation, and we are all family, okay? And if you're returning, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. This your crazy cousin. Give me a thumbs up, like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel, and we will begin. All right, now we still on this little Kerri. All right, so Althea tells Latrice and Lateshia that y'all need to sit down one-on-one and talk, and they agree. Okay, so in Mobile, Alabama, Kerri's at Brick and Spoon. Matt decides to show up and pop up on her, and Kerri trying to speak Spanish. Trying to speak Spanish. Girl.
You stupid.
Okay. You was stupid, okay. I mean, I said, you don't know what you don't even know what you saying, child. Anyway, Matt says you need to stop telling people that you speak Spanish. You need to stop telling people because you can't speak Spanish, okay? So Kerri telling her about the therapy session. She said it was a hot mess. Matt felt like when they joined Belle Collective, they joined in the middle of a war, and then and Kerri agreed. She said, "I'm just tiptoeing through the mines," and so then Matt tells Kerri that he wants to quit his job and start his own business, and Kerri is not comfortable with that. Okay, she was just like, "What we gonna do? I can't, I can't run all this stuff, and and she does product promotion like Black Girl vitamins and stuff like that." So Kerri got a little coin, okay? Kerri got a little coin, so she can help him start his business. But I don't know. She ain't got no coin as far as this Mobile, Alabama restaurant, but she got a little coin. She can help him start his business. I guess that ain't my business. Let me stop telling people what they can do and what they can't do. She probably can't do nothing. All right, so, but Matt, he trying to convince her. He trying to convince her about about starting a business and stuff. So he gonna make this reference like, well. Matt he said, when a lion jumps on a gazelle, he don't make any noise. I'm confused. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. But Kerri, I don't think she knew what he was talking about either, but she was just like, listen, can you just jump on me later? I said, okay. Yeah, hawk to it, spin on that thing, child, okay? She said, just come jump on me later. I don't know what you talking about, but just come jump on me later. I ain't know what he was talking about either, but, Matt is full of, metaphors and things like that. He's full of that, okay? Full of that. Anyway, Latrice and Cliff go to her gynecological appointment, okay? Her fibroids came back, The gynecologist don't even know Cliff, okay? She was just like, oh, I ain't never seen you here. I said, God damn, what the hell? What the hell? Why you ain't Cliff? Why you ain't come to this lady's appointments at all? Oh my God. She said, yeah, I ain't even see you here, honey. I ain't never seen you. All right. So, Cliff, okay, so Lateshia telling Cliff, no, Latrice is telling Cliff that, the therapist told her that her and Lateshia need to get together on one-on-one. And so Cliff was like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. So I think in the back of his mind, like, so I can get back with Glen, okay? But he said, I think that's a good idea. He said, at least for the sake of the Bells, and for the sake of me getting back together with Glen, okay? So I think that is a great decision. That's our Cliff thing. He said, for the sake of the Bells, though. For the sake of the Bells. Lateshia gets Glen for her photo shoot. Okay. She doing a little photo shoot for her little make-believe talk show. Okay. So she telling Don about her talk with Glen and about how men think. And she Lateshia telling Don that he think that I'm going to have to pay you, no, I owe you something. That's what it is. I owe you something. And so Don thinks that, Glen is just insecure. And that Don, that is the God's honest truth. He is definitely insecure. He think that everybody want Lateshia. And Lateshia ain't looking for nobody. Ain't checking for nobody because she got low self-esteem. Okay. She thinks you are the best she can do. Okay. So she ain't looking for nobody. Now, Glen looking for everybody. So that's the reason why he's so jealous of Lateshia, because he already cheating. And so he projected his cheating on Lateshia, basically. That's all that is. But because Don said he worried about you leaving him. So she get her little outfit on. Okay. Is it me or is it the same outfit that she had on for her on her first episode, or her pilot for her episode of what is that? Her first pilot. Okay, it was the same green dress, but she got on pants now. Okay, it's the same thing. She had on the skirt, and now she got on pants. Did anybody notice that? Because that's what I noticed, okay? I'm just saying, okay? I noticed that. I don't know if anybody else noticed that. Maybe, she taking pictures, and then the pilot would come on, so she, I don't know. I don't know. That ain't for me. But all of a sudden, Glen show up. Okay, Glen walk right on in. Okay, because he said he got his her location, and yeah. So he trying to figure out what's going on. So she her manager first, came over and shook Glen's hand or whatever. Then then Glen walks over, and so he said, why he here? And I was trying to figure out if he talking about the manager first or he talking about Don. I don't know who he was talking about, but he said, why he here? He ain't taking no pics. He ain't telling you how to pose, and why wasn't I invited? So I don't know who he was talking about. But he said, why wasn't I invited? And so then Don comes up and shakes Glen's hand and things like that. And then Glen says, I want to make sure this is strictly business. I want to make sure this is strictly business. Okay. That what he said. He said, and I should be involved. He said I should be CC'd on all emails and all phone calls. And then Don tries to tell him, he tried to talk to him or whatever, but first jumps in and talking about, we ain't doing all that. We ain't doing all that, okay? He said, what emails you gonna be on, bruh? I was like, okay, first. Now, first, you shouldn't have came up talking all that shit, okay? You shouldn't have came up talking all that shit. So you was in the wrong. Don couldn't handle that. Like, okay, sir, you know, we'll me and Lateshia will, you know, talk about it or whatever, okay? But you was in the wrong for just coming up here talking about, we ain't doing all that, okay? We ain't doing all that. He said, what emails you gonna be on, bruh? What emails, okay? So then Glen get pissed off. And he said, you better go sit your bitch ass down. He pointed his finger in his face. So Lateshia, you know, grabbed Glen and put her hand over the mouth. And so she was like, take first out. Because, you know, he's starting shit. Okay? He was all in the wrong in that shit. He was all in the wrong. Okay? But Glen said, it's always my fault. You know, I'm always the bad guy. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. It's okay though. Okay. But you are the bad guy, okay? And then he said, he come up talking shit to me. Yes, he did. Two things can be true at one time. You are always the bad guy, and he did come up and talk shit to you. Two things can be true at one time. Okay, but Glen, you still always the bad guy. So Shantae comes up, you know, and she said, does your wife look happy? And Lateshia over here look. This is all I got to say to Lateshia.
Stop fucking crying, bitch! Where? I don't want to fucking hear it.
Okay. All right. So. Anyway. All right. So Shantae said, we gotta go because this ain't our establishment, so we gotta go. So they go outside. So Glen starts up with first then. Okay, so he started up with first, talking about you need to take a picture. You staring at me, it lasts longer. You need to take a picture. Glen, when you got outside, you should have shut the fuck up, okay? But now you starting out with Glen. So listen. Listen, I told you last season, punks jump up to get beat down. Okay, Glen, you always the punk. You are always the punk. And you always gonna get beat down. Okay? Because Willie was gonna beat your ass, and it seemed like First was gonna beat your ass too. Okay? So punk step up to get beat down. Okay? Stop it. So First was like, sexual chocolate. Okay? So Glen like, keep playing keep playing with me. I'll beat the brakes off of you. Yeah, no, you ain't. Anyway, I'll beat the brakes off you. Then Glen run up. First ain't moved. Okay, he's smirking with that backpack on and that little raggedy ass hat. Okay, that matched the backpack. Okay, he ain't moved. Okay, he ain't moved. Okay, he ain't moved. So, first walk back to the car. He was like, I ain't got time for this. Okay, he jumped up. He ran over there. He ain't moved. Okay. So, whatever the case may be. Punk stepped up to get beat down. Okay, Glen. Anyway, so that was the end of the scene. The next scene is my Pisces sister. Marie Monroe is opening her 9th. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8. The 9th location for her mental health facility. I am so proud of Marie. I am so proud. Okay, so proud. 9th location. See, this is what we need. Okay, we need to see Marie Monroe in her business. We already see Kerri in her business. We need to see Latrice in her business. We need to see that kind of stuff. We don't need to see them. We don't need to see Glen trying to fight nobody. That's put that out there. Okay, because he ain't gonna win. Okay, why you talking about? I'm from the country. Okay, so we don't need to see all that. But I'm so proud of her in this 9th location. So Selena visits her at the location. They talk about the therapy session. They think that nothing was resolved, and they think that. Why my voice changed like that? Hold on. There we go. They think that nothing was resolved and Kerri should mind her business. Marie is trying to school Selena on when they get married. Mike got to sell his house. Or you got to sell the house. Basically, y'all need to be in one house and y'all don't need 2 houses. Because that was a downfall of her and Cedric. Because he kept his house. And then he kept his little raggedy ass, small bitch ass house. And he was still cheating in there with that bed against the wall and shit. Okay, because the room's so goddamn small. It can't hold a full-size bed in there because it looked like it was just a full-size. It didn't even look like a queen. Okay. And that big-ass bed in that little bitty-ass room. So she said that was the downfall of her and Cedric's marriage. But Selena was like, you projecting, your stuff on me. Selena, come here, baby. She just trying to tell you what happened to her. Okay? And, and if you go down the same road as Marie and Cedric, and if you and Mike go down the same road, he keep his house and he cheating in his own house, then don't say nobody warned you. Okay? Don't say nobody warned you because she did. Okay. Moving on. So, Chicked Out is a storefront business where what's her name? Selena is making jewelry for whatever person that walk in. Okay? That seems stupid. How you the only one in there. What if you got a line of folks that want jewelry made? You can't do that. You should have it by appointment only. Okay? And then they come in and you can make jewelry for that person. And then cuz if you can't make jewelry for everybody that walk in. Maybe it is appointment only. I hope so. Okay, I hope so. I hope you ain't just sitting out there like, well, somebody come in and make jewelry. That don't make no damn sense. Anyway, so Latrice visits her. Selena wants Lateshia and Latrice to meet as well to iron out their differences. Selena Tambra asked Latrice about Tambra. Tambra said Dad is doing better. Selena said, I remember when I had the stroke and she couldn't walk or talk, and she was like, that was bad. She said, I was really scared. But then she said, she had a seizure, and she said her seizures are stress induced and lack of sleep. Selena, I mean to tell you, we got that in common. I have seizures that are stress induced and sleep deprived too. Okay? I started having them in nursing school. Okay? Because I was so sleep deprived, because I was studying. Okay? And I was stressed because I was in nursing school. So I started having them in nursing school in my senior year. Okay? I get it. I get it. Okay? That's why I don't mess around with my sleep. Okay? I don't mess around with my sleep. I make sure I get enough sleep. Okay? I make sure I get enough sleep. If I have to neglect everything else in my life, I make sure I get enough sleep. And I make sure I try to maintain my stress too. Okay? But I make sure I get enough sleep. So I haven't had a seizure, people, since 1999, honey. Okay, 1999. Okay, I have been seizure free. Okay, 1999. It ain't even in this century. Okay, so I get it. But okay. Latrice asked her how Mike feel about her seizures, and she said she told Mike that, if she looked like she slumped over or something like that, then go get a cup with some juice in it, put it in my mouth so I can suck it up. Where in the fuck did you get that information from? Please, Selena, DM me, call me, or whatever. Where in the hell did you get that information from? That made no sense at all. Where did you get that information from? You could choke. You could aspirate. What is wrong with you? Don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Call 911. Call 911. If you suspect that she having a seizure, just call 911. Because she need oxygen. Oh my God. What the hell? She need oxygen. You ain't got oxygen in there. Call 911, Jesus. Oh my God. Ooh. But anyway, like Latrice said, life is short, and she gonna go meet Lateshia. Brittany tells Kerri that she need to sell Brick and Spoon and Mobile. That's what everybody else is saying too. Okay? That would That was what Matt was saying. That was what your mama was saying, honey.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
Yes. Sell that bitch. She crying and shit. Sell it. Shit. Anyway, so Lateshia in this too short skirt on is meeting up with Latrice. She sit down, that skirt rides up. It's only tights under on that chair, okay? That thing reared up, and so literally she was sitting on the chair with her tights on. Okay, because it rolled right on up on her butt because it's too small. Anyway, Latrice apologized for Amanda last year. And then Lateshia making fun of Latrice, talking about, that apology was hard coming out your mouth. And they laugh about it and stuff like that. And she was like, she said, I'm not above apologizing. And so Latrice said, tell me one thing that you want me to forget. And we ain't gonna bring it up no more. Lateshia said that I did not contact any of your employees ever. So they agree not to bring that up anymore. Latrice said, I want you to forget the Amanda thing. Okay. So they are going to agree to forget this Amanda stuff. Okay. So Lateshia said, she said, yeah. So she said, it's done. She said, it's done. I won't talk about it anymore. And so then Latrice tells Lateshia about her blood clots. She ain't never about her blood clots. And, Lateshia was like, are you on blood thinner? She said, because I don't want you dead now. I was laughing at that. I was just like, okay. Then Lateshia tells Latrice about her Lateshia Pearson show. And Latrice said how Glen felt about that, and she was like, he showed up at my photo shoot. At first got into it because he told Glen that he wasn't gonna be on no email no emails. And so Latrice was like, first was out of line. I agree with that. First was out of line. And but she said so Glen's outburst at outburst at the photo shoot was valid. I agree with that. But then he started up with first when he got out. Okay, when he got out the photo shoot, he started up with first then. So they was both wrong. And so they want to arrange something, to give Belle Collective a reset. Okay. And so Lateshia was like, if we ain't beefing, we ain't broke or whatever. It's something stupid. All right. Anyway, that was the end of the episode. So give me a thumbs up, like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video, y'all. Peace.